So let's say you want students to have more than one correct answer. So to do that, you're going to go back to your key, and let's say I wanted to be able to have this one say red or orange, that those could both be options. What you'll do then is you're going to add a percent sign, the word or, and then you'll give your other option. Therefore, when it goes through in grades, it'll see if students had red or orange, and it will count those correct if they have either of those answers, compared to only counting the one answer correct it does by default. Let's say you have a numerical question that you have a range of answers. So your answers could be anywhere from 4 to 5 and anything in between. So you could have 4.5 or whatever you wanted for your numerical range. What you could do then is you'll type your first number, and then you'll type in the percent sign, then 2, and then your final number. And so this will count any answers right that are greater than or equal to the first number you typed in and less than or equal to the second number you typed in. Because Flubaroo will then see this as a numerical response, it'll throw out any text that students accidentally type in, and it'll also allow students to enter shorthand when answering the questions. So let's say you want a case-sensitive response. So right now, if Flubaroo were to grade this red could be lowercase or all capitalized, and it would count it all correct. But let's say you're doing a spelling test or something where it needs to be completely correct, then you can make it case sensitive. And how to do that is you do a percent sign and then CS right before your response. And then it will go through and grade it so the answer is exactly like the one you typed into your key. Let's say you want to add extra credit. To do that, you go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, Advanced, and then go to Advanced Options. And like before, you're going to allow extra credit questions. You have to do that first. You have to enable the option to have extra credit. And then when, let's say we go to regrade it, so it won't just automatically add extra credit questions. You have to go through and you'd have to regrade. And you wait for Flubaroo to load its next options. You do want to replace them. So now let's say you want this first question to be extra credit. What you're going to do is just click that box, and then students will start receiving extra credit for that question. And so then it'll change the points possible. So students will now be able to get 6 out of 5 points. But if they miss that question, they won't be reprimanded for it. It'll just give them 0 points that they couldn't have earned anyway. Some things about that are difficult is that students don't necessarily know which questions are extra credit. Flubaroo won't let them know on the assessment. And also you have to regrade in order to add or remove extra credit. That's how you do that. Let's say you want something to be partial credit. So you have checkbox answers, and students automatically, Flubaroo will only take the exact right answer. So let's say this was a checkbox question, and the right answers are red, blue, and green. This would count these responses as completely wrong. But let's say you wanted to offer a point for each answer correct. What you would do is type in the percent sign, checkbox, so CB, and then it'll give students 1 point for everyone they did get right instead of counting the question entirely wrong. This becomes complicated when you have commas in your questions because it'll separate answers based on commas you put in. But let's say your question requires a comma in the answer, then that can make things difficult. So you'll have to look out for that if you want to have partial credit options. To change the failure percentage, kind of like we went over before, you just go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, Advanced options, and here you can change the failure percentage to whatever you'd like. And just click Submit, and it'll do that for you. All right, I hope this gives you a better understanding of how to use Flubaroo.